Okay, once again, before I get into the watch list video for Wednesday, July 26th, got this graphic up here to remind everybody just 2 nights away, our webinar. We're going to be talking about day trading for a living. I think it's going to be a great one. Wayne and I both have a lot to say about it, and I think hopefully my story will inspire some of you and make you realize that it's doable, and we're going to show you the, I don't know, the ingredients if you really want to do this for a living. And again, I'm always careful not to make day trading as a job seem easy, because it's not. And I also don't want to say, oh, you can make so much money and never have to worry about money again, because that's I just don't want to do that. But I will say my favorite thing about it is the freedom of being your own boss. And so if you take this seriously, you can do it, and it's a way better life than any job I ever imagined. And again, I'm really not talking about money as much as I am freedom of being your own boss. And it's extremely doable. So we're looking forward to talking to you about that on Thursday. All right. So let me, I always throw up a few graphics before I go in. You can see how narrow the SPY was today. So let me go into a few graphics. As you guys know, this was my equity curve from January 1st up until, and you can see it right here, July 19th. And you can see I had started into a bit of a slump. And one of the best things I could have ever done was take all the equity out of my account back down to 30,000, which is what I started the year with, by the way, down here. And I start every year with 30,000. Okay, worked it up to well over 100,000 even after this slump. I was still over 100,000 in the account with a $30,000 start in whatever it was, 6 months, right? So yeah, having a decent year, but I started to get away from what I know, and so this. I said, you know what? Before I keep screwing up, and this was only 2 bad days in July, but I really was kind of gambling anyway. So before I keep screwing up, it's time to do something drastic. So I withdrew all the money out of my account, minus $30,000. So that is why I've stopped with this equity curve, and I'm bringing this one, and this is from that day on. So this was July 20th. So now I think it's let me double check. Here's the calendar. 20th, 21st. So this is 4 trading days now because I reset my account. Okay, but I'm not shy about showing you my old equity curve because it still looked good even after my drawdown. But the point of this is I really endorse the idea of putting your own back against the wall if you're falling into a trading slump where you catch yourself breaking rules. There's no better motivator than having your back against the wall and making sure that, like right now, I don't have any kind of cushion where I could absorb, a big losing day. So I have gone back to my roots and look at every one of these green dots. This is a trades. You can see, the number of trades. Every green dot is a new high since I started this equity. The new one on July 20th. And I pretty much had all green trades. I had one loser here. I think I had a loser or two here, and I can slide this over to show you from July 20th through, again, what did I say? This is 4 trading days, 54 trades, 50 and 4. 50 winners, 4 losers. And as you can tell from this graph, my losers are small. Why? Because I'm trading like I know how. I'm 100% defense first, and you can see I'm taking small gains, grinding my account higher, and doing really well. It's more labor intensive, but I've taken all the gambling back out. And again, I wasn't getting plumb stupid, but it is never a bad idea to reset your account if you catch yourself breaking rules. And I love being. I've got all my confidence back because I know I'm doing what I know how to do. Hopefully that makes sense. Probably said too much about it. So here's my watch list for Wednesday. And keep in mind it's FOMC announcement in the afternoon. So these days are usually really, really boring in the morning, and you get a little chaos in the afternoon. Maybe we will or we won't. I don't know, but. It is middle of summer too. The can I say ass clowns in a video? The ass clowns in Washington D.C. are doing some sort of goofy. They literally take votes on whether or not to discuss something. That's your tax dollars hard at work. So whatever those clowns are doing can move the market too. But the more you delve into what they do, the more depressing it gets to know where your tax dollars are going. Especially when you think, I'm pretty sure I just recently learned they get the whole month of August off. And I think they took a couple weeks in July off. I'm not sure that they work in January, and I don't know what they do in between either. So starting to get a little bit fed up with where our tax dollars are going. But anyway, the only reason I point that out is because it can affect the markets as well. So you always want to be aware of stuff like that's going on. Okay, so anyway, BKS, nice breakout today. It is a nickel spreader, but maybe a continuation day tomorrow. I'm not a big fan of the nickel spreaders. CFMS, nice volume spike today and a strong close. We'll watch that for some possible follow through. KTOV was on the watch list. I said it was a weird chart, and it's still a weird chart. Going to 15-minute candles, though, you had this nice volume spike, and you've got a lower high and kind of really kind of a tight flag. So maybe over 210-ish. This might be worth watching for a potential move. IPWR had this couple big volume days, bit of a topping tail yesterday. Quiet inside day today, so it only traded 199,000 shares today. So be careful with that one if you trade it. TTPH. Now there's nothing that compelling about this chart except in after hours it's trading at about 850 right now. So it was selling off into I think they had an announcement about a drug, and it's trading at 850 now. I'm just glancing at the headline. TTPH is antibiotic succeeds late stage study. Okay, so there, it does have a nice headline. And again, in after hours, I think it went as high as 9. I'm making this video about 41 minutes after the closing bell today, and it's trading around 850 right now. So we want to watch out for a potential gap and go tomorrow. U.S. Steel also reported after hours, trading at 26.55 as I'm making this video. So a nice gap up into this gap. Certainly worth watching tomorrow. AMD reported in after hours, closed at 14.11. It's trading over 15 right now. The most recent high on the chart was 15.55. It almost got to that in after hours, so certainly going to watch that one tomorrow. ETRM. Okay, nothing about this chart is interesting. Closed at 4.35, but right now it's trading at 5.38 in after hours. And you can see it did have a massive move back here, but hasn't done much since. So let's look. 538 is all the way up here. I'm kind of zoomed in on the daily chart. So up above a lot of recent trading. Obviously, they had news in after hours. I don't know what it is, but this one's definitely worth watching tomorrow because it's a former runner and gapping up. ZN, crazy low-priced oil and gas stock that made this move, made this huge move, put in a lower high, and now 3 days lower into that buy zone we talk about all the time between the 8 and 20-day moving average. So with that 3 days lower, this one might be ready to bounce in that buy zone. So we're going to watch that one. GNCA gapped up today, so it was extended. I actually had 2 long trades in this one today. Called them both in chat and made money on both of them. Neither one of them will be on the highlight results page because they didn't move that far. But I think I made, I don't know, $300-400 on GNCA on a couple trades. I closed my trading platform, so I don't know right now. But anyway, it gave a couple decent trades as long as you know what you're doing and you scale out into strength and you tighten the stop on the rest. It did pay, albeit, like I said, it was extended, and so it didn't follow through that well. But anyway, I also want to watch APRN. Big volume day yesterday, and today a red day. But, I would have expected it, especially after the gap up. I would have expected it to come in some, so maybe a third day play there after the big gap up yesterday. Let's see, a couple more. AEZS just goes back on bounce watch. Crazy move, 3 days lower. Starting to like that one for a potential bounce. And then TEAR after this pop, kind of a nice flag. Inside day and then another inside day. So love to see this, I don't know, over 313 over today's high. But maybe if we get any kind of a base below 3 tomorrow, a big push, a volume push through 3 might start knocking down these dominoes too. So anyway, that's plenty to watch tomorrow, especially when we add some morning gappers that we find in the pre-market. Again, hope to see you all in the webinar Thursday night. I think it's going to be one of our best ever. And I'll quit babbling. We'll see everybody tomorrow.